Hello, and welcome to Therapy Thursdays with Leta. On the Reading is a Human Right podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Vertical Takeoff Reading, now available at our introductory price for the 2025-26 school year. Visit us at ptoreading.com to learn more about how we can support individualized reading practice that meets learners right where they are. Now, let's get started. Last week, we talked about on Wisdom Wednesday how our students are like sponges, absorbing drops of daily practice that build lifelong skills needed for reading and writing. But today, I want to talk about something even bigger. What is a byproduct of therapy? What is the step that you get that you don't even pay for? Well, the obvious answer is that students leave with better reading and writing skills, and yes, that is essential. But what they really walk away with is even more powerful. They gain confidence and community. Confidence comes from not doing everything perfectly, but from trying something hard, making mistakes, and learning through that struggle. I tell my students often, a great student isn't someone who gets everything right. A great student is someone who learns from what goes wrong. In fact, if you want to understand classroom behavior issues, look at both ends of the achievement spectrum. The child who gets 100% correct and the child who gets 0% correct may both be disengaged because neither is operating in the zone of proximal development, that sweet spot where learning stretches us just enough to grow. Here's the truth. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is hard. But in therapy, we lean into that discomfort and something incredible happens. That's the process of positive error correction. It's where the magic lives. Don't get something right, and your therapist says, hey, you said, and you should have said, let's try that again. And when a student overcomes something that they once thought was impossible, they don't just learn a new skill, they develop the belief that they can overcome. And that belief, that's the root of confidence. Interestingly, this ties directly into the findings from Yale's Collaborative for Child and Family Resilience, which outlined 5 ways that literacy builds resilience, especially during stressful times. One of those ways is through building pride. When a child finishes reading a book or masters reading a concept that they once struggled with, they feel a rush of accomplishment. It's a win, and we need to help them celebrate it. Another outcome of our work together is community. And I don't mean just the bond between the student and the therapist, although that is special. I'm talking about the connection that's formed between the students themselves, those small therapy groups where kids realize they are not alone. This kind of connection is one of the strongest predictors of resilience, according to the research. Literacy, especially shared literary experiences, creates connections. And when students see others working through similar struggles, it removes the shame. They realize their journey may be hard, but it's not solitary. And this is especially important in families where one child struggles and another doesn't, because reading can seem effortless for some. And the child who struggles with words can feel isolated. But therapy gives them a space where they belong, a place where they're not the only one. Becker's article reminds us that books can help foster empathy and emotional regulation. Reading together can lower your stress levels. It can be even more effective than meditating or listening to music. That calming effect is so real. The emotional growth that comes from walking in other characters' shoes is powerful. In therapy, we use decodable text, yes, but we also use rich, meaningful stories that offer students the opportunity to feel seen, understood, and connected. So maybe dyslexia doesn't come with a superpower, but if it did, I'd argue that resilience that's built through struggle is the thing. And if I could bottle that and sell it, I would. Until then, we keep doing the work, one day at a time. As we wrap up this Therapy Thursday, I hope you'll take the time to look beyond the academic goals and notice the growth in confidence, the joy in connection, and the resilience blooming in your student, because these are the tools that will carry them long after therapy ends. Thank you for joining me today. We'll see you next week on Reading is a Human Right.